What is going on, Pokemon fans? Welcome back to Paul's Wrath. My name is JD, and today we're continuing with our journey through the Pokédex of Pokemon Crystal. We played through Girafarig last, and I do want to give a quick asterisk. We skipped over Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet is a very gimmicky Pokemon. If you know anything about Wobbuffet, you know it really just can't even attack. It counterattacks. That's all it does. Very time-consuming to play through that Pokemon. I will make the time to get it done. However, I do need to circle back. It's not something I can just, sometimes you need 8 hours to play through a Pokemon. And I don't have 8 hours to spare at this time. It'd be broken up over multiple days to have no consistency with getting it done. However, it will get done eventually, I promise you. But today we're going to play through with a completely different Pokemon. Probably not much better, honestly, than Wobbuffet. But that Pokemon is Pineco, or maybe it's Pineco, but Pineco is what I'm going to go with for the duration of this video. It is known as the Bagworm Pokemon, and eventually at level 31 we will evolve into Fortress. Pineco is a mono bug type. Fortress is bug steel. It's going to be a very interesting typing. I'm very excited for this playthrough. I'm very excited to show it to you. I'm also excited for the optimized playthrough, which I don't know if we're going to do next week, but it will be done. That'll be the next video I do in the Crystal series. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the actual playthrough of this Pokemon. The first thing we're going to showcase is our battle against our rival. Our rival's name is Triple Question Mark, as per tradition. We did level up to level 8 because this Pokemon's kind of garbage. We need all the levels we can get in the early game. Our rival has a Cyndaquil. It's a fire type, or a bug type, makes sense. And here later in the game, it's going to be 4 times effective against us, not just 2 times effective when we evolve into Fortress. We named our Pokemon Stumpy, and while Stumpy's trying to get some experience and get some levels, we're going to talk about Stumpy's stats. HP is 50, attack is 65, defense is 90, special attack is 35, special defense 35, and speed is 15. 15 might be one of the lowest speeds I've ever dealt with, but here I can't really complain because in a couple weeks when we play through Shuckle's speed is 5. So, 3 times faster than Shuckle, that's an achievement, I guess. Defense being 90 is very good, especially in the early game. There's not a lot of special attackers. We're not going to take a lot of damage, even from things that we're weak to. When we get in the Falkner's gym and he's using a flying type move, you'd think he'd be so effective, but it's not going to be because we have very high defense, even though we're going to be weak to Falkner. Attack is good because a lot of our moves are physical. There's only one move that we get. Oh, actually, no. We get 3 moves that are special. You'll see that in the TM moveset. But a lot of our level up moves are all physical. Now we've gone over the stats. Let's go and go over the level up move pool of this Pokemon. We start out with Tackle, 35 base power, 95% accurate, 35 power points. I usually say this move is not good, but whenever I looked at a future Pokemon we're going to do, Gligar is the next Pokemon in this series, and it only starts the game with Poison Sting. I'm not going to complain too much about Tackle. Poison Sting's only 15 base power, Tackle's 35, and Poison Sting's not even stab. I don't know why this Pokemon starts the game with Poison Sting, but it is what it is. Tackle, 35 base power, I'll take it. The only downside is the accuracy. It's got a 5% chance to miss, and it does rear its ugly head at times when it's the most inconvenient time ever that it should rear its head, but it is what it is. Protect. Basically, once initiated, your opposition can't hit you with anything, even a status condition. It just protects you for a turn. You can't use it 2 times in a row. It's not something that it has a niche use, but it's not something we're going to consistently work into our strategy. Self-destruct is a move that we cannot use in a playthrough because once we use self-destruct, we lose. We get blacked out or we get knocked out. We gotta take a reset anyway. Completely inoperable. It's on our moveset now because we only have 2 moves, so it automatically gets put on there. I wish I could just delete it, but it is what it is. Takedown at level 15 is a very good move. Upgrade over Tackle. It does have 2 drawbacks. It is 90 base power. It is 85% accurate, so it's 10% less accurate than Tackle. So we have a 15% chance to miss every turn. Sometimes it feels like way more than 15%. I'm gonna let you know that right now. We have 20 power points, so it does, we don't have to heal as often with it. But the other downside to Takedown is there is recoil. So every time we use it, we will hit ourselves a little bit. We do have a decent amount of health, so it's not the biggest issue, but you do have to be conscious and mindful of using Takedown at the wrong time. Sparingly using it, maybe like to hit for a big hit on a Pokemon where you have a lot of health. You don't want to use it too often or rely on it too often because then you're going to lose a lot of battles. Rapid Spin at level 22 is a 20 base power move. It's kind of garbage. 100% accurate, 40 power points. That is the big kicker with this move, is 40 power points. Here's what we have to do. We have to get by our second rival, and he has a Ghastly. We have to get Rapid Spin at level 22, replace Self-Destruct, and then we got to play all of our power points to use a move called Struggle. Struggle's at 50 base power. It's technically considered normal, but in Generation 2, it can actually hit Ghosts, and that's how we're going to have to get by our second rival battle. So that's going to be a slog, and that's going to take a lot of time. It's something I was very well aware of when I started this challenge, is that we're going to have to use Struggle to get by our second rival battle and deplete 100 power points. 5 not going to use, Explosion not going to use, Spike's not going to use, and then at level 50, which technically is going to be level 59 because we're going to be Fortress, we get Double Edge, which is another, recoil damaging move, but it is very powerful. Without further ado, we're going to dive right back into the gym. We're going to attach a berry and then use a berry to heal our Pokemon. And then we're going to face Faulkner. He is the flying gym leader, and he's going to lead out with a Pidgey. Now we are level 14 and we have a lot of defense, so we're not going to take that much damage from Pidgey. It is half our levels to be technical. Tactical is a 2-hit, and Pidgeot comes out, and Tackle is looks like it's going to be about a 4-hit. We do heal ourselves. We don't even get below half health. We beat Faulkner. We get the Zephyr badge. We get a move we cannot use, which I don't understand why we can't. And we move right on to Azalea Town, and we're in the well facing off against the Rockets. And we're going to talk about the TM move pool. TM move pool does give a little bit of saving grace for this Pokemon, but it's still not great. There's only 7 damaging moves on this. I guess 6 because return, or 8 because return's not showing damage. It varies based on a couple things. Headbutt is a 70 base power move, 100% accurate. This will be a very good move to add as soon as we can get it. Rollout is a rock move, 30 base power. What it does is every turn it doubles its output, so it goes from 30 to 60 to 120 to 240 to 480. And after 5 turns, it resets. It can miss. It is only 90% accurate. Toxic, not going to use. Rock Smash, not going to use. Hidden Power Ice is what we're going to go with this Pokemon. It's going to make a couple things obsolete. Sunny Day could be used if I went with a Solar Beam strategy, but I'm not going to. Sweet Scent, Snore, Protect, I'm not really using those. Giga Drain could be used as well. It could replenish our health, but again, something I'm not going to use. Endure, not going to use. Frustration, not going to use. Solar Beam, I could use it, but with this playthrough, I decided with a different strategy. I decided to kind of go all in on physical damaging. Return is a move that goes based off our friendship and max out at 102. So that's a good move to have. It'll definitely replace Headbutt as one of our primary moves. And then the rest of the moves here we're not really going to use other than Rest or Defense Curl. Now I do want to pause this real quick because I want to finish talking about this and then we're going to talk about Bugsy. Defense Curl, the strategy, there is a strategy out there that you can use where if you use Defense Curl and then use Rollout, it makes Rollout more powerful. Because I guess you get stronger. I don't know if it's a glitch in the game or if it's like legitimately designed this way. When you use Defense Curl and you pair that with Rollout, it makes Rollout more powerful. So when you start building more damage, it has a higher damage output. And then Rest is another move we're going to use. And I did skip over a move I want to talk about, Curse. Curse is a move that I've actually banned in my playthroughs. But with this Pokemon, there's really no way to get by a certain part of the game without Curse. So I decided Curse will be allowed for this Pokemon. It's a Pokemon that's, or otherwise I have to get like level 100 to beat this game. Curse is the only way to do that. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into our battle against Bugsy. Bugsy is the Bug Gym Leader, really has nothing good against us. So we're going to go for Tackle on the Metapod. We don't want to do damage to ourselves unless we have to. You never know with Scyther. Scyther is a very powerful Pokemon. You just don't want to, you don't want to chance it. Scyther comes out, so now we're going to go for Takedown. We're going to make it so we can't get Fury Cutter. It doesn't build up power. See how much power that did? If we were just not playing right, we could have lost. And right there, we're going to add Rapid Spin. And Rapid Spin is going to make it so we can actually start depleting our power points. We're going to leave Bugsy's gym. We're going to go heal real quick. Then we're going to start depleting our power points. And that is the time-consuming part of this playthrough, is we have to deplete all these power points just to face our second rival. Pinkbow will give it a little bit more of a boost, but right now that's not the thing we actually need. Right now we're going to go ahead and showcase just a little bit of things I want you to keep track of. One, the timer. Right now we're at 28 minutes. We're just finished our second gym. We haven't even beat our second rival, and we're at 28 minutes on the clock. We have 0 resets, which is good. We're at level 22, and right now we're just showcasing that we have to deplete all of our power points. I'm not going to have you sit here and watch me deplete all these power points. I just want you to be aware of the slog that we had to do this. So just want to make you aware of that. So now, 10 minutes later, we've depleted all of our power points. We're actually using Struggle now. We want to get to level 25. Honestly, I should have tried to get to level 26 if possible, and you'll see why here in a minute. But right now, we're going to go ahead and heal up our Pokemon. We're going to save, but actually we need a potion. We're going to give a potion to our Pokemon. We have the Pinkbow equipped. So the Pinkbow gives a 10% boost on all normal moves. It actually works with Struggle. Struggle is technically classified as normal in the code. The reason why I just said that we should have gone to level 26. Level 26, we might have actually outsped the Ghastly. And the Ghastly is going to go first every time. That's why I wish it would just go for Lick and do a little bit of damage. We can one-shot it like we just did. And that would set us up to have more health against the Q-Lava. But we're not putting out enough damage and we get knocked out. So we're going to take a reset here. And we're going to swap out the Pinkbow for a Berry. The big thing is when you're using Struggle, it's going to have a recoil. So you got to have enough health to get through the battle. That's the big thing about Struggle. So go ahead and equip the Berry and get rid of the Pinkbow. Go ahead and save here. That way we don't have to do that again. We're going to go right into this battle one more time. Now this battle could take forever. It It could take forever because we're not getting the right RNG. And it could be great if Ghastly would just miss, but Ghastly doesn't miss, puts us to sleep. Now we're going to take a couple licks, a little bit of damage, and when we hit though, we're going to one-shot. So we have 57 HP going into Cute Lava. We're going to go for Struggle. Looks like it's going to be about a 2-shot. We regain some health. Now we have 10 hit points left. If we just one-shot the Zubat, we might actually knock it out. But the problem here is we just don't have enough health. I don't know what I was doing there. I think I just misclicked. And we just don't have enough. So we have to have a little bit more health. Now it would also help if we were at level 26. We'd have a little bit more health as well to get through that battle. But I think a little bit better RNG and we can get this done. If we don't get put to sleep by Ghastly right away, we definitely have an opportunity to win this because we can just one-shot. But we do, and it just depends on how quickly we wake up. So right now we have a little bit more health. We have 61 health rather than 57. So this battle's going a little bit better. We do recover some health. And we have 19 hit points going into the Zubat. As long as we don't get like confused or anything like that, we will win this battle. We do win this battle. We beat our second rival on the second attempt. So that was good. Or our third attempt, I'm sorry, not the second attempt, the third attempt. So that was good. That could have taken so much time, and we'd already spent so much time just depleting power points. Now we're going to get a big upgrade on our moveset, and that is Headbutt. We're going to go and get Headbutt. Where is that? There we go. We're going to add Headbutt to our moveset. Very good. And we're going to add Headbutt. What we're going to get rid of, we're going to get rid of Tackle. Rapid Spin probably wouldn't have been a horrible move to get rid of either. Either one doesn't matter. But Headbutt will be a staple for our Pokemon for a while. And we also went and grabbed Rollout. I didn't showcase that, but we did grab Rollout. So now we're facing Whitney. Whitney is the normal gym leader. And all we got to do with Whitney is get our Rollout going. And if we miss a Rollout, not the biggest deal in the world because we can just go for Protect. Miltank has Rollout as well. And when Miltank has Rollout, it will accumulate damage over time, but we have the ultimate like Alt-Shift-Delete like counter for that is we can use Protect. Protect will stop her from damaging, so she can't accumulate a lot of damage, and we eventually just outpace. She was doing a lot of Milk Drink there. We outpace Whitney, and we evolve into Fortress. Fortress is a very strong Pokemon. It's something I want to showcase here really quick. Is the stats for this Pokemon really fast? HP is 75, attack is 90, defense is 140. Special attack is 60, special defense is 60, and speed is 40. So a lot of things get improved with this Pokemon when it evolves. We do also add in the Steel type, and you're looking to the left. It's not showcasing Bug Steel, it's just showcasing Bug. That is kind of a thing in on my overlay. You have to select that Pokemon, or it's only going to show up when you jump in the battle. So you'll see it does get corrected later. But let's go ahead, and we'll go ahead and continue with the playthrough. We should be moving right into our battle against Sudowoodo. Sudowoodo is the rock tree thing that we're going to face. And really, he doesn't have anything to do a lot of damage to us. We are pretty much resisted to a lot of things he has. He's also resisted to us because he is rock type. But we're going to get a pretty easy win over Sudowoodo. And we get the win. We're going to go ahead and go right by him and go right into, I think it's Ecruteak City. And we're going to go right past Ecruteak City and go all the way to Lake of Rage. Lake of Rage is a place where you can get Hidden Power and Hidden Power Ice. You also get a rare candy. There's also an elixir here. There's a lot of things at Lake of Rage. What's really nice is we can get Hidden Power, so now we have a 70 base power ice move now, and so that gives us a lot of variety now with our moveset. Before earlier we didn't have a lot of variety. Now we have some coverage. We have an ice move, we have a normal move, we have Rollout, which is a rock move. A lot of things can go in our favor. There is definitely some strategy that can be implemented now with these moves. So we're facing off against the Kimono Girls, and the one that really was the problem here would have been Flareon, but we beat Flareon with a one shot from Headbutts. We only have one more left, and that one is, I think it's Jolteon. Is it Jolteon? Yeah, it's Jolteon. So we're going to go ahead and headbutt the Jolteon. We knock it out, and that's going to lead us right into our next rival battle. And that rival battle is this one right here in the Burnt Mansion. We're going to face our rival. He's going to lead out. What's going to lead out with? It's not a Ghastly, is it? Nope, it's a Haunter. Okay. Haunter comes out, and we're going to start rolling. Roll out is going to be a 2-shot. He does go for Curse, so we're on the clock. So if we don't knock out a Pokemon, we will take a quarter of our damage until we get knocked out. Magnemite, 1-shot as well. And do we continue on with the Zubat? We do. We pretty much steamroll our rival. We don't even take any damage. That's actually really nice. And we move right into our battle against Morty. Morty. He's the Ghost Gym Leader, and he's going to lead out with a Ghastly. Same strategy we just implemented. We're going to go for Rollout. We do outspeed the Ghastly, so that's not a problem. Haunter comes out next. We're going to go ahead and roll out on the Haunter. If you look in the top left corner, it's showcasing you the damage output and how it keeps doubling every turn. And so we get a clean sweep over Morty, take no damage, and we move right on to the next area. And that area is the lighthouse, where we talk to Jasmine and try to take care of a sick Amethyst. We're going to go ahead and drop down whatever that is and grab a rare candy. I usually don't showcase these things, but I thought, what the heck. And we're going to dig out of here and move right into old Chucky Boy's gym. He's the fighting gym leader, and he's got some fighting Pokemon in here. We're going to face it. A little bit of upgrades on this Pokemon. First off, we've gotten rid of Protect, and we added Return. Return is a very powerful move. It's at 114 base power. Headbutt's at 78. If you don't know this in Generation 2, whenever you beat a gym leader, you get a boost in that gym's type moves. So, for example, Headbutt and Return are normal. So all those moves went up, I think it was 12.5%. And then we also have, sometimes we will have the Pink Bow Quick, which gives another 10% boost to an attack. But right now we have the Quick Claw, and that is the other upgrade that we have. This Quick Claw will give us a 10% opportunity to outspeed things we don't outspeed. So now we're moving some boulders around, and just gotta get these boulders moved. And we got one more trainer, and we head in and face old Chucky Boy. Mankey is gonna go down to 1 headbutt. Mankey number 2 is gonna go down to 1 headbutt. Now is Primate gonna go down to 1 headbutt. We do have good physical attack, so probably, there we go. So now we're going to go ahead and face old Chucky Boy. We're going to save real quick. We're at full health, and we're at level 39. That's a really high level for this point in the game. However, you and I both know that we had to be at a higher level to get to this game anyway, especially near the end. So now we're going to go ahead and go for Headbutt or Return. Return is a one-shot, very good. Poliwrath comes out. We actually do outspeed Poliwrath, and he just goes for Surf, which does like no damage. So we get a 2-hit on old Chucky Boy. And we're going to go ahead and leave here and go right for Lake of Rage. And we're going to go fight a Red Gyarados. He's all hulked out, and we're going to go for Return. It's going to be a 2-shot Dragon Rage. If we started missing, Dragon Rage gets scary. It does 40 damage every time. We're going to leave that and go right in and help Lance, the liar with the flyers, as my guy Squidgy would say. And we're going to leave and go right out of there. And that was really quick. We really took care of the Rocket guys really quickly. And now we're going to face Price. Now, technically, I think Price could do some things to us if it wanted to, but he never does the right thing in these battles. So we're going to go for Headbutt. It one-shot the seal. Dugong Gong Gong comes out next. And we're going to go for Headbutt. It doesn't flinch. Aurora Beam does nothing to us. Does like 14 damage. And then Piloswine. Looks like it's going to be a 2-shot with a combination of Headbutt and Return. So we get a pretty easy win over Price. He's usually never a problem because he just doesn't have good AI or he doesn't have good moves. It's 2 water Pokemon with no water moves. It doesn't make sense. And then we're going to go talk to Jasmine, give Amethyst some medicine. He flashes us. He feels so much better. And now we're going to go take on her gym. We're going to dig out of here. We're going to dig right into her gym. She is the Steel Gym Leader, and she's going to lead out with a Magnemite. Now, we actually have some pretty good things with this Pokemon. We're not going to take that much damage. The only thing we have to worry about is we have a Poison Berry equipped so that we don't take... Paralyzed Cure Berry. That way we don't get paralyzed. Hidden Power looks like it's going to be about a 3-shot. She's going to heal. Iron Tail does nothing. And here's what's kind of weird and ironic, is we don't learn Iron Tail. The next Pokemon we play through is Gligar. It learns Iron Tail. Well, we can't learn Iron Tail. We get no stab moves with this Pokemon. It's kind of stupid. But we knock out the Magnemite. Pretty easy win over Jasmine. I kind of expected something a little more convoluted and complicated. But we're going to save right here, and we're going to face our next rival battle. I think this is rival number 4. Rival number 4 is going to come out with a Golbat. And we're going to start rolling. Rollout will 2-shot the Golbat. We do get confused. That can actually mess up. So, yeah, our rollout counter has to be restarted. Rollout, we're going to start again. Lava comes out, rollout 2. Very good. Perfect timing on that. Magnemite comes out, rollout number 3. It's a knockout. Rollout number 4. Do we hit? Yes, we do. Haunter goes down. And rollout number 5, Sneasel. It's a 1-shot. Very good. And look at our power on rollout. 1,920 power. That is insane. It's effective power. It's because Sneasel's weak to us. So now it's our rival. It's our Claire and then rival sandwich. Rival, Claire, rival. We're going to go ahead and knock out the Dratini with Hidden Power Ice. And we got Dragonair with Hidden Power Ice. Very good. And now we're going to lead in against Claire. Claire, the Dragonair trainer. The Dragon trainer, I should say. She has 3 Dragonair and a Kingdra. Comes out, Dragonair number 1. All these should go down to Hidden Power. Now, if we were Pineco, I don't think we would have knocked out these Pokemon. Our special is so abysmal. Even with a double effective move, I don't think it would have knocked it out. But Fortress has decent special attack, so we're able to get the knockout. Headbutt is not a 1-shot. It got near half health, so Return cleans it up. We beat Claire, and I don't like to show the Dragon Den thing, so we get the gym. And now we're going to go our last battle against our rival, which is completing the rival, Claire, rival sandwich that we have to do. And she's going to come out with a Sneasel. Sneasel's going to go down to a rollout. Actually, 2 rollouts. So 2, Golbat comes out next. Actually, Typhlosion does. Knock it out. Very good. Very powerful. Next Pokemon is Golbat. Look at the damage output on this. Top left corner, rollout. It's accumulating so much. It's not going to do that much to Magneton. But look at Haunter now. 960. Nope. I guess it restarted. So we don't get the knockout there. But now we can go for rollout again. And then Cadaver comes out. And Cadaver's pretty frail, so we get the knockout. Get the win and move right on to the Elite Four. We're about to head into the Elite Four, but first, we'll show a couple things first. We're going to save. You never know. You could lose, we could get the wrong thing happen. But the next thing we're going to do is showcase our moves, and then we're going to showcase our stats. So our moves are Headbutt, Return, Rollout, and Hidden Power. I do not plan on changing this move set at all during the Elite Four, so we're going to stick with that. We have the Quick Claw equipped. We can go for a couple other things. We can do the Pink Bow. We can also do Never Melt Ice. But Quick Claw is going to give us the option to go first a couple times. This will come in handy in some battles. And then our stats are as follows. They're in the bottom left corner that are modified, but I'll go over what they are before the modifications. Attacks 143, defense is 194, special attacks 111, and special defense is 111, and our speed is 90. In the bottom left corner, you're going to see the stats modified with the corresponding badge. Attacks 160, defense is 218, special attacks 124, and special defense is 111, with our speed being 101. That being said, let's go ahead and head into the Elite Four. The first member of the Elite Four is Will. Will is the Psychic Specialist, and he's going to lead out with a Xatu. Now we have Hidden Power Ice for a reason. We also have Rollout, so we have a couple options. You can also go for Return. Return will probably one-shot as well, but Hidden Power Ice is a one-shot on the first Xatu. The second Xatu is a little bit more powerful. We knock it out as well. Executor comes out. Is it a one-shot? It is not. Executor does have some pretty bulky defenses. We get the knockout there. Slowbro comes out. And I forgot right here that their Reflect was up. So Reflect is actually diminishing all of our physical damaging moves. It would have been better here just to go with Hidden Power, or at least go for Rollout maybe, accumulate some more damage. And we do get the knockout eventually, and the last Pokemon is Jinx. As long as we just hit Jinx, we will knock it out. Very good. Pretty easy win over Will, the Psychic Trainer. We're going to move right on to Koga. Koga is the second one. He is a Poison Specialist, which means we have a massive advantage in this battle because he has Poison Pokemon and really can't do anything to us when it comes to his Poison moves. So we're going to go ahead and go for Rollout, and we're going to get Rollout kind of accumulated. Now, that was kind of a clever tactic I've never seen him do before. Ariados set up Double Team, which means its evasiveness is up, and then it baton passed to Venomoth, and Venomoth keeps that evasiveness. That was pretty smart, not going to lie. Fortress comes out next. We have Rollout going, but it goes for Protect because that's a smart strategy, so kudos to them for doing something smart. Rollout comes out next. I'm sorry, Muck comes out next. There we go. Muck backwards is disgusting, by the way. And we're going to go and try to accumulate Rollout. And he's going for Acid Armor, so his defense is boosted. He is weak to Rollout, but, you know, when his defense is boosted, it doesn't really matter. Return is a 2-shot. He's going to recover. Come on, returns a 2-shot. Let's get it done. Wing Attack does nothing. It tickles us. And we get the knockout over Crobat. A little bit more of a knockdown, drag-out fight than I would have liked to have with Koga. But we get the win nonetheless, and that moves us right into our next battle, which is against Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much. Actually, in this game we do. Bruno can be pretty tough. He's pretty decent in this game compared to other games. So we go for Return, and we go for Return again. We take almost no damage from Hitmontop's Dig, and that moves us right into Hitmonchan. Return on the Hitmonchan will be a one-shot. Hitmonlee, Return will also be a one-shot. That leaves us with 2 Pokemon left. Just depends on what he wants to go with. We're going to go for Return. I think we'll go for Return. We should go for Return. Maybe Headbutt. See if we can get a flinch. We do not get a flinch. However, he does miss. So maybe we did flinch him. Maybe he's like, oh, I don't want to hit my turn. I just got hit. And now I Hidden Power Ice on the Onix. So we get a pretty clean sweep over Bruno. So now it leads us into the problem trainer of the Elite Four, and that's Karen. Most Pokemon take a reset here, and this is no exception. So Umbreon comes out. Umbreon's not really the problem. You know, can do some things. It can, you know, confuse you. It could sand attack you, all those things. But the problem here is Houndoom. We are 4 times weak to fire moves, and Houndoom has Flamethrower, so it just obliterates us. So what we have to rely on is getting by Karen, and then we have to rely on the Quick Claw activation so that we can knock out the Houndoom. That's really what this battle comes down to. Once that's done, everything else is pretty much a cakewalk, unless we have our actually so lower that we don't hit things. But for the most part, it's not too hard. It's not too bad. And here's the other thing. I don't think Return is going to be enough damage. And I think that happens in one of these battles where we actually do get the Quick Claw, but we don't do enough damage. Now, here's the other thing we can do as well. We're at level 55. Our speed is 105. Houndoom's speed is only 106. So we actually take a couple resets, but we come back here. We use 2 rare candies to get ourselves over the speed threshold for Houndoom, and this is what I mean by return might not even do enough damage, is we do get the Umbreon knocked out. Eventually we do. Promise we do. Eventually we get the Umbreon knocked out. Maybe I'll just take a reset here. Yeah, so that's 12 resets. We had 2 resets going into this battle. So 2 resets total, and now we are at a point where, so what I need to do is, instead of starting with rollout right away, because it could get screwed up, is we're going to start with headbutt, get a flinch hopefully, and then start rolling out. So rollout's pretty powerful by the time we get to the Houndoom, and we just keep missing, and it's not doing a lot of damage. I mean, Umbreon's a very bulky Pokemon. We do knock out the Houndoom, and so now let's see what happens here. Roll out on the Vileplume, Gengar comes out, rollout hits the Gengar. If it hits the Gengar, come on, Curse. No, I don't want Curse damage. Get the knockout, and then Murkrow. Just got to hit Murkrow. We knock it out very good. So this battle took 10 resets on Karen just to get by her, and now we're going on to the champion, which is Lance. A liar with the flyers, as my guy Squidgy would say. Go check out Squidgy. His content is amazing. And then Gyarados comes out. That's the first Pokemon. We'll go for Headbutt on the Gyarados. And now we should be going for Rollout. What we should have done here is gone for Rollout on our second turn, because now I could do more damage to the Charizard, and he's going to Flamethrower us and knock us out from full health, one-shot us, OHKO, whatever you want to call it, complete obliteration. What we should have done is we should start doing Rollout from the get-go. Start rolling out at least after the first attack. Then Rollout will double, and it'll do enough damage to knock out. I mean, we almost knocked out the Charizard on the first attempt. I mean, it got it below like half health. So if we just had a little bit more damage, see right there. Now Rollout is super effective, and it's 480, 960 power now, because it's 4 times effective against the Charizard. And the other Pokemon, Dragonites, are flying type, so Rollout is doing damage to them as well. Second Dragonite goes down to a Rollout. The third Dragonair goes down to a Rollout. Look at the damage output, 1,920. That's extremely powerful. And an Aerodactyl comes out, and we miss. We're going to go for Hidden Power Ice. It's not doing a lot of damage. Rock Slide doesn't do much. Like I said, we have great health. And then Hyper Beam does absolutely nothing. So we beat Lance, the liar with the flyers, and we're going to go ahead and learn Double Edge, and that'll be useful in the post game. But when we get our time locked in right now, our time locked in with the Elite Four is 1 hour and 49 minutes and 27 seconds. I let the timer go too far there, but it doesn't matter. This is like a atrocious time. There are some Pokemon that have beaten the game and had 30 minutes to spare at this point. This Pokemon's not great. There is an optimized playthrough I will eventually do, but before we actually do anything with the optimization of this Pokemon, we have to finish Kanto. See you all in Kanto. In Kanto, we're going to take on the gym leaders. There really isn't that many things in here that I can talk about, except when we get to the final battle of the game, the big kahuna, the big problem with this playthrough, and that is Red. So we're going to go ahead and just watch the playthrough, watch the fights. It just goes from one to the other. There's no in between fights. We're not going to see any, members of the gyms being fought. It's just all the battles against all the gym leaders. That's what we're going to watch here. I'm going to talk a little bit about the channel. So right now, we are knee deep in the Pokemon Blue Challenge. I figure the best grass type is. We've done 2 Pokemon already, Victory Bell and Venusaur. This Friday, we're going to have a Vileplume playthrough that come out, so I'm very excited about that. Next week, we're going to have Tangela. The following week, we're going to have Exeggutor. Now, with both of these Pokemon, I'm excited to bring you guys some what-if scenarios with Tangela. What if Tangela had its Generation 2 moveset? It's way different. It makes this Pokemon completely different whenever you look at its Generation 2 moveset. And then I'm going to do one. I'm very excited about the Exeggutor one. The Exeggutor in Generation 1 has amazing special. It's like 125 special, but it doesn't get any special moves until you get to Celadon City, where you can get Psychic and you can get Mega Drain and things like that. But this Pokemon in Generation 2 starts with Confusion. So starting the game as Exeggutor with Confusion is going to be amazing. I cannot wait for that playthrough. I'm really excited about that. I hope you're excited about it as well. So tune in for that. When it comes to Generation 2 content like this, I'm starting to do it. I'm starting to get back into it. I'm starting to get... You're going to notice, like this video, it's a lot longer than most of my videos. I believe before I even started talking about the Elite Four, I was already at 21 minutes. And the Elite Four took another 7 to 8 minutes. And now we're at this part, and I'm just going to spoil you. This whole time that I have allotted to talk about the gym leaders in Kanto and Red is just about 10 minutes of video slot that I do. So the way I do if you don't know my methodology, what I do is I break up every playthrough into like 5 to 7 minute increments as much as I can. But in this one, I needed to break it up into some 10-minute increments just because it's so much more content. And I wanted to give a real representation of the struggles of this Pokemon. And that's really why I've kind of got away from Generation 2. Nothing's wrong with Generation 2. I love Generation 2. There's way more challenges, way more intricacies of every Pokemon. When it comes to egg move, there's so much more what ifs you can do and just crazy scenarios out there. And I really enjoy that about these playthroughs. But the one downside to it is just it's a lot of time. And I don't do this for a living. I do this between 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. I have a limited amount of time. I don't have it's a finite resource is the best way to put it. That is why I do it the way I do it, and that's why I've kind of been sparingly doing Generation 2 stuff, because for a while I was just doing Generation 2 and I kind of wanted to filter in Gen 1, but I'm really into this challenge of figuring the best of every type is Generation 1, and so I've kind of flipped it. We got some Pokemon that were tough. This is one of those tough Pokemon. It's one of these time-consuming Pokemon. We got Wobbuffet, we got Shuckle coming up. Gligar's not going to be easy. When I do the optimized playthrough with Fortress, that's not going to be easy. So there's a lot of things that are going on in Generation 2 that just really just eat up a bunch of time. Like I played through this Pokemon a couple times, and I don't know if I told you in the beginning of this, or in another video I said that this playthrough was cursed. I actually played through this Pokemon a little bit before, and like I kept having issues with the timer, I kept having issues with the camera, with recording. All this stuff was this issue, so I had to restart and redo it, and that's just a lot of time. So I was all the way through the Elite Four whenever I started having issues with the timer, with the camera, and I couldn't backtrack because I've already saved it, so I had to restart the whole thing. Now we're facing Blue. Blue is the mixed trainer. He has a well-balanced team, that's the best way to put it. So we start rolling out in the Pidgeot, and then we get a one-shot on the Arcanine. It's the one Pokemon I was afraid of. We get a one-shot on the Gyarados as well, and we have our rollouts very powerful up against the Executor. It's a one-shot, and against the Alakazam, it is a one-shot as well. And at this point, Double Edge is a one-shot. And at this point, we can just go ahead and go for other moves. We don't have to use rollout. Get a one-shot on the Rhydon. Very good. We beat Blue, and we're going to leave right into Red. Now, I want you to look at something real quick. Right now, we are at 2 hours and 18 minutes. Honestly, not a bad time for the struggles I have with this Pokemon. 2 hours and 18 minutes. We're at 13 resets. We're at level 79. This battle, there's so many things that can go wrong in this battle. So you've already seen the first thing, and that's like we can get Charmed. Charmed will drop our attack stat by 2 stages. Now, with the strategy I currently have up there, it's Double Edge, Defense Curl, Rollout, and Hidden Power. This is not the right moveset. You're going to see this moveset change, but this is not the right moveset. One, we don't need a move that has a recoil. We don't have a way to replenish health, so cutting our health down on our own is not helpful. We need the Quick Claw. The Quick Claw is the only way we're going to beat Charizard without getting to like level 90 or something like that. So we have to have the Quick Claw equipped. Quick Claw equipped. Say that 5 times fast. So we have the Quick Claw equipped. I did it again. The Quick Claw is equipped. There we go. I did it that time. And we need that to outspeed the Charizard minimum. Now, Pikachu, we need to outspeed the Pikachu as well. Can we? Yeah, but Pikachu's not going to do too many things to us. The worst 2 things it can do is it can go for Thunder, which can paralyze us. So that's one downside. And it can Charm us, which can lower our attack stat. Now, we're going to use a different move here. I already said it in the intro. We're going to use a different move that's going to counter that Charm. So Charm isn't the worst thing to happen. We can counter it eventually. Not with this move set, but we can eventually counter it. So we're going to go ahead and watch this first battle. Like I said, 13 resets at this point. And 2 hours and 18 minutes and 40 seconds. And so what we're doing right now is if you go for Defense Curl, it ups your defense. So that means when you do rollout, rollout has a higher damage output. And so the next Pokemon to come out is Venusaur. Now what we need to do is just not set up on Pikachu. We need to set up on Venusaur. Venusaur can't do anything to us. And then Charizard's going to one-shot. He will one-shot us every stinking time unless Quick Claw activates. So I want you to keep that in mind. You're going to see a couple battles. You're going to see a couple battles here where things do not go our way. We don't need Hidden Power right now. Hidden Power is on the moveset. It's not going to be useful at all in any way, shape, or form. Maybe on the Venusaur, but we have to use Rollout or we have to up our stats somehow to win this battle. And like I said, you're going to see a showcase here. Showcase of a bunch of failed attempts, but Double Edge does one-shot the Pikachu, so that's good. And we have great attack stat. We didn't get our attack stat lower, so now we're going to set up Defense Curl on the Venusaur. It can't do that much to us. It's going for Solar Beam. It went for Sunny Day, so it doesn't have to take 2 turns. And this is kind of the scary thing. You kind of want to stall out the Sunny Day, but it doesn't matter. For Charizard, it really doesn't matter because it's going to one-shot us regardless. And again, one-shots us. Even if we were full health, it would have been a one-shot. We really don't need to worry about Sunny Day. What needs to happen with Sunny Day is Sunny Day, it doesn't matter if Charizard has it up or not, it's going to one-shot us. But what Sunny Day does, it does make it so Venusaur can go for Solar Beam over and over and over and over and over again. So now we've added Rest. So this is how this moveset has evolved a little bit. We've added Rest, and Rest will replenish our health, and we have a couple turns before we wake up. And after we've set up our defense curl, now we can go for Rollout. Thunder hits us and one-shots with a critical hit. Or not one shot, but it knocks out a critical hit. Pikachu again. So now we're at 22 resets. Again, we have Rest, and we've learned that we can one-shot the Pikachu if we get the Quick Claw, which we did there. So now we're setting up defense curl. And here's the other problem. If we could had to attack and just had to wait for a little bit of luck to attack, that'd be one thing. But we have to set up before we get to the problem Pokemon, which is Charizard. This is what's taken so long. So we're already at 2 hours and 25 minutes. We have 22 resets. And so now, fully set up, we're going to go for Rollout and start this. Solar Beam, like I said, doesn't do a lot of damage to us anyway. So we're going to go for Rest again. This is pointless. Just go for Rollout. What we want is we want to get to the Charizard. If we knock out the Charizard, we can rest on Snorlax or on Blastoise or anyone else. But we just have to get Rollout started. Rollout, it's going to be a 3-shot on the Venusaur, and so now if it just hits the Charizard, we will win. If it just hits the Charizard, we don't. We get outsped again. So we're going to jump ahead to our next reset, which is reset number 23. And Double Edge knocks out the Pikachu. It missed the Charm, which was good. Venusaur comes out, same strategy. So here's the problem: is we don't need to have defense curl and rollout. What we need to be doing is curse. So what Curse does, it does the same thing as Defense Curl. It ups our defense, but also ups our attack. Now, it does drop our speed a little bit, which is concerning. However, that doesn't matter. We're going to not outspeed the Charizard anyway. What we need to do is we need to make a little bit of a faster path forward. And what that's going to do for us is going to make it so we can just do damage without having to worry about rollout. So like right now, we have to depend on rollout hitting. It's a 90% accurate move. It could miss. Then we got to start this whole thing over again. So even if Charizard doesn't go first, we could go first and miss, and then Charizard's going to knock us out. So now we've added Curse, and now what we need to do is add one more move back on. Double Edge, it's going to do damage to itself every time, and I just don't want to accumulate damage. We're going to go second a couple times because we're using Curse. We're dropping our speed every time we do Curse. So now we're up in our attack, we're up in our defense at the same time, and now we're getting really up there. We just got to keep going for Curse. And then once it's done, and like I said, unfortunately, we're still going for Rollout. There's a different strategy here that we need to be doing, but we'll see that here in a second. Eventually, we do get the right RNG after a bunch of resets. We eventually do get the right RNG, so we're fully set up, and now we just gotta go for Rollout. And the reason why, like I said, I'm going for Rollout is because I'm kind of locked in with we have to have a Rock move to knock out Charizard. With our stats like this, we don't need a Rock move. We can use any move we want. So like right now, if we just used Double Edge, we would knock out the Venusaur without having to, worry about that. Now, Rollout does one-shot the Charizard, and that was exciting. So I was very happy right now. 2 hours and 36 minutes, 33 resets, and we're about to knock out this. However, with Rollout, I'm not able to go in and hit Rest, so I can recover my health. And then Blastoise comes in. So if you have no idea how far my heart sank out of my chest into my stomach whenever we got one-shot critical hit from Blastoise with Surf. So now we're at 43 resets, 2 hours and 44 minutes. We've now added back on Return. Return is the appropriate move here. And we've already been charmed by the Pikachu. So Pikachu has dropped our attack stat by 2 stages. Attack stat is 128, but Curse will replenish this, so I'm not worried about it. And like I said, Venusaur isn't doing nothing to us. We did level up level 83, by the way. Kind of didn't matter. All this is all dependent on RNG, not our level. And it doesn't really matter. 83 didn't get us. It got us over damage rounding threshold. It's really the only thing it did. We're going to replenish our health here. Fully set up on the Venusaur. We got maxed out attack and defense. I wish there was a way to up our special. That would maybe make it so we can survive a hit from Charizard or something. But Return one-shots the Venusaur. And now the real question is, are we going to one-shot the Charizard? And like I said, yes, there we go. We have a lot of health going into the Snorlax. Snorlax should be a one-shot as well. He does outspeed us, so he gets to set up a Amnesia, which doesn't really help him against our physical attacking moves. Blastoise sets up the Rain. We get a one-shot. And then Espeon, as long as Espeon just doesn't one-shot us, it goes for Reflect. Doesn't do enough damage. We get the win over Red, finally, at 2 hours and 46 minutes and 4 seconds with 43 resets at level 83. Level 83, like I said, was inconsequential because we're going to set up anyway. So I There's no point level 83 other than just getting over damage round. But when you're using a stat modifier, it doesn't matter. So what does that mean for this Pokemon? Well, we do have an optimized playthrough to play through now. I usually would like to showcase our tier list. So right now, if we were to showcase our tier list, this Pokemon's literally in like the bottom tier. Over 120 minutes, which is 2 hours. This Pokemon's up there. I think it's faster than Sudowoodo. And now that we know all those things, I do have a little bit of a plan to do a little bit better in the next playthrough. But yeah, that's a problem for future JD. Right now, we did get the Battle 1, so I'm excited about that. But this is a tough Pokemon to play through, and we are going to have a little bit of a better time in the optimized playthrough. We have a couple egg moves we can use. I might actually bring a move from another generation into the equation just to see how good this Pokemon can truly be. That's kind of the goal of the optimized playthrough. What happens when we put this Pokemon on steroids and see what the best version of it can be. And that's the goal of these playthroughs. That's the goal of the optimized playthrough. This one is the goal of what it'd be just like a normal playthrough. You started out with this Pokemon, what would it do? And so the next playthrough will be like us ramping it up and making it as awesome and as badass as possible. But I want to thank everyone for watching. If you made it here, comment down below what your favorite Generation 2 Pokemon is. And without further ado, I'll see you guys on Friday where we have our Vileplume playthrough. A lot of exciting things coming up on this channel, so stay tuned. Have a good one, and see ya.